Hello, friends. It's Chris Angel coming at you for another episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. Thanks for hanging out with me tonight in this episode. Tonight, we're going to talk about your obsession with home runs versus just hitting singles. All right. Well, I'm not much of a baseball guy, so the fact that I'm using a baseball metaphor is remarkable, and you should applaud me at this moment. All right. But the deal is, how I came to this realization was, I used to want to hit home runs all the time. Like, by home run, I mean when I launched a program or the amount of clients I brought on at one time. Like, it would just rain clients. It would rain down cash, and I would have like this hundreds of people coming to work with me all at once. Now, as I've moved forward, that has not been the way it has come to me. I'm not saying that it can't ever happen, but what I am saying is that where I've found success is in hitting singles. Okay, let's bring in Ichiro from the Mariners for a minute. Ichiro, are you impressed yet that I have baseball people in my mind? If you think about higher batting averages, it's easier to hit a single than it is to hit a home run. And in business and marketing, you don't need hundreds of people to sign up with you right now. In fact, if you plan it right, if you coordinate it right, you only need a handful at any given moment to come into your life, pay you for your service in order to build a profitable business. And it would be better than what you have right now. Do you understand? Like, for some of you, you're so focused on the home run that you're missing the fact that you're broke. You've buried your head in the sand that the money you're producing is not enough. And you think your way out is to hit a home run. And what I'm telling you is, your way out is to hit singles. Focus on a few. Get a handful into your next program. Stop trying to hit a home run and build a system that attracts and invites a handful. So let me give you an example. Based on, and I call this process income mapping, based on the income mapping I did for 2020, my goal is to hit $250,000 a year additional each year for the next 4 years. In 4 years' time, that would put me at $1 million a year in business. Now, how do I do that? I'm not doing that based on hitting home runs. The way I've reverse engineered it is to do it based on hitting singles. Here's what I mean. So, I have a subscription model in the works. And in that subscription model, okay, I already have my first 2 programs are being conducted, and they're being well received. Okay, the feedback on that is good. So that part of my process or my sequence is getting dialed in. On the next piece of this will be a subscription model. Now, I only need 35 a year, 35 people a year. Are you hearing me? This is not a home run. 35 a year is hitting singles. 35 a year to increase my business by $250,000 of income a year. So if I have 35 people a year, each year 1 is 35, year 2 is 70, year 3 is 105. If I do 35 a year additional, that is $1 million in 4 years. But do you hear me right now? I'm saying 35 a year. That is not a home run. That is a single. I'm hitting singles. And in order to get the 35 subscribers a year, I only need to bring 25 into each 6-week program. I'm going to do 6 6-week programs in 2020. 6 6-week programs in 2020. And the limit of people I'm going to bring into those 6-week programs is 25. 25. If that's over the course of 6 programs, it's 150 people. My predictions, and predictions can always be wrong, my projections can always be off, but my projection based on conversions will be that 35 will turn into subscribers. Okay? Now, listen, let's say I'm half wrong. I'm like 50% wrong. Only half of that converts. Then in 4 years, I'm at a $500,000 a year business. Does that suck? No. And all of that is getting to that number based on singles, not home runs. So some of you are trying to do content marketing or podcasting or Facebook ads or networking, whatever you're trying to do, you're trying to make it rain with home runs. And the problem is if you're always swinging for the fences with home runs, you're striking out more than you're winning. Just focus on a few. Just focus on a handful. I only need 25 for my next program. That takes a lot of pressure off of having some undefined, abstract, like big success. So just listen, if you can start with the end in mind, so I teach this income mapping process in my second program, but if you can start with what's the goal and work it back to how many people would I need this month or in my next program in order to, through conversion, get to the numbers I need to get to my goal, you could start to focus on the few that you need instead of the many that you're hoping for. That's the difference. Amateurs are focusing on home runs, right? What I've learned, this is just my maybe this is just me, I am the Ichiro of marketing maybe, right? Is that I'm focused on singles. I'm going to hit singles and singles and singles. And what'll happen is I'll build 35 subscribers and then next year an additional 35 subscribers. And in 4 years from now, I can make $1 million a year focused on singles. So it's up to you. You can have the home run vision of wanting to be the standout celebrity, or you can just hit singles and make the money you want to make and live the life you want to live. All right, well, that's it, gang. Don't overcomplicate the process. That's the point, really, right? Is like, you don't need so many people. You only need a handful. And from that handful, every year, if you build the system around it, if it's not just hustle, listen to me, if it's not just hustle and grind that produces the result, but a process that produces the result, then every year, year after year, you can just invite more people into the process, and the process will create the conversion. Okay? So if you'd like help defining, creating the process, it all starts with the Groundswell method, right? The Groundswell method is about how we create that process and what is the message behind that process that your tribe would want to subscribe to. What does your tribe want to be a part of? And until you figure that out, everything else is just a tactic or a strategy with no traction. Okay? Your message is at the heart of all of it. The conversation you're here to lead in the world is at the heart of all of it. And from that place, you can actually start to build programs around the conversation that take people from where they are to where they want to be. That is the game of marketing, gang. Taking people from where they are to where they want to be. That's the game. That is it. Humanity wants to evolve, and you as a messenger are one of the conduits or bridges from where they are to where they want to be. So your programs are the vehicle that take them there, right? Your programs are the vehicle that take them from where they are to where they want to be. And your marketing message, the content you create, is the thing that shows them and points to the fact that you have a bridge. You know how to get them from here to there. That's what your marketing does, right? In other words, for example, I can get you from where you are to hitting singles and making the kind of money you want to make, following the path with things like income mapping, finding your message. There's all sorts of ways that we can do it, right? But I have a process and a path to get you there. And the way that you start to take advantage of that is by going to watch the free video at groundswellmethod.com, and on the last page of that video is an application process. You fill out the application, it comes to me, and you either come into the 6-week program or you don't, right? But the 6-week program, you going deeper on your message and getting very fine-tuned about how you speak so that you're attracting actual buyers and not just friends and family who are giving you virtual high fives on Facebook saying, great post, but then never buy anything. Most of our social media strategies are met with well-meaning and supportive friends and family who are like, high five, keep doing what you're doing, but no buyers. It's because the message needs to get dialed. So if you want to work on the message in order to get to the hitting singles that creates the income you need to live the life you want to live, go to groundswellmethod.com, start the free video, and on the last page, fill out the application. Okay? Thanks for hanging out with me tonight in this episode of Marketing for the Rest of Us. Until tomorrow when we go live again, here's to you hitting singles.